What if I told you that the story blowing up all over the internet about a Team USA coach secretly getting fired after sabotaging Caitlin Clark isn't actually backed by any real evidence? Right now, this narrative is everywhere. Videos, posts, comments, people are confidently claiming that something shady happened behind the scenes. According to the rumors, a coach allegedly tried to hold Caitlin Clark back, and once it got exposed, they were quietly removed without any official announcement. It sounds like the kind of drama that would shake the entire basketball world, but here's the truth. There is no confirmed report, no official statement, and no credible source verifying that any of this actually happened. So how did a story like this get so big? It starts with one simple reality: Caitlin Clark is not just another player. She's one of the most talked about athletes in basketball today. Her rise has been explosive. From record-breaking performances to massive fan engagement, it brought a level of attention to the game that few players ever reach this early in their careers. And when someone reaches that level, everything around them gets magnified. Every decision involving her, whether it's playing time, coaching strategy, or team selection, gets analyzed in extreme detail. Fans don't just watch, they question, they debate, and sometimes they assume. That's where things begin to shift. At some point, certain decisions didn't match what fans expected. Maybe she didn't play as many minutes as people thought she should. Maybe a coaching decision didn't highlight her strengths. Maybe the system didn't revolve around her the way fans believed it should. And instead of seeing those as normal parts of team dynamics, some people started looking for deeper explanations. That's when the word sabotage entered the conversation. But sabotage is a very strong claim. It doesn't just mean a bad decision or a disagreement, it implies intent. It suggests that someone deliberately tried to limit her success or damage her performance, and that's a serious accusation. As of now, there is absolutely no verified evidence that any coach or staff member intentionally worked against Caitlin Clark. No interviews, no leaked reports, no credible insiders confirming anything close to that. What we do have are opinions, lots of them. And opinions, when repeated enough times, can start to feel like facts. Then came the second part of the story, the so-called secret firing. This idea took things to another level. The claim suggests that once the alleged sabotage was discovered, the coach responsible was quietly removed without any public acknowledgement. It's a dramatic twist. It adds a sense of mystery, like something big is being hidden from the public. But, again, there's a major problem: there's no evidence. In professional sports, especially at the national team level, staffing decisions are not easy to hide. These organizations are constantly under media scrutiny. Journalists, analysts, and insiders closely follow every move. If a coach were fired under controversial circumstances, especially involving a player as high-profile as Caitlin Clark, it would almost certainly be reported by multiple reliable sources. The absence of that reporting is important. It doesn't prove something happened. It actually suggests the opposite. So what's really going on here? What we're seeing is a perfect example of how modern sports narratives are created. First, there's a moment of confusion or disagreement. Fans don't understand a decision. Then speculation begins. People try to explain it. Then comes media spreads the most dramatic version of the explanation. And before long, that version becomes the dominant story, even if it's not true. This doesn't mean fans are wrong for questioning decisions. That's part of being passionate about sports. People care, and they want to see their favorite players succeed. But there's a difference between questioning and concluding. Right now, many people have skipped straight to conclusions without solid proof. Another factor to consider is the pressure that comes with being a breakout star. Caitlin Clark is not just performing on the court, she's carrying expectations, attention, and constant comparison. Every move she makes is being watched, every game is analyzed, and every decision made around her becomes part of a larger narrative. That kind of environment can create tension, not necessarily conflict, but perception of conflict. Sometimes a simple coaching decision can be interpreted as favoritism, bias, or even hostility, depending on how it's framed, and once that framing takes hold, it spreads quickly. It's also important to understand that team sports are complex. Coaches make decisions based on strategy, matchups, chemistry, and long-term planning. Not every decision is going to align with what fans want to see in the moment. It doesn't mean those decisions are meant to harm a player. It means they're part of a bigger picture in high-level basketball. No coach is trying to sabotage their own team's success. Their job depends on winning, on performance, and on making the most of their players' abilities. That the idea that someone would intentionally undermine a generational talent without any clear motive or evidence just doesn't hold up under scrutiny. So, why do people believe it? Because it's compelling. A story about conflict, betrayal, and secret consequences is always going to grab more attention than a simple explanation. Like coaching decisions didn't match expectations. Drama spreads faster than logic, and social media platforms are built in a way that rewards engagement, not accuracy. The more shocking a claim is, the more likely it is to be shared. That doesn't make it true, it just makes it popular, At the same time, it's worth recognizing that narratives like this can have real effects. They can shape how players, coaches, and teams are perceived. They can create unnecessary tension and distract from what's actually happening on the court. That's why it's important to separate fact from speculation. Right now, the facts are simple. There is no confirmed sabotage, there is no verified secret firing, there is no credible evidence supporting the claims being widely circulated. Everything else is interpretation, and interpretation, no matter how confident it sounds, is not the same as proof. Caitlin Clark's story is still being written, her impact on the game is undeniable, and her future remains incredibly bright. But attaching unproven narratives to her journey doesn't help, it only adds noise. If anything, it takes attention away from what really matters: her performance, her growth, and her influence on the sport. In moments like this, the best approach is to stay grounded. Ask questions, but look for real answers. Be curious, but also be critical. And most importantly, don't confuse repetition with truth. Because in today's media environment, a story doesn't need to be real to feel real, it just needs to be repeated enough times. And that's exactly what's happening here. So the next time you see a headline claiming secret firings or hidden sabotage, take a step back. Look for the source. Look for the evidence. And if it's not there, then you already have your answer. Not every viral story is a hidden truth. Sometimes it's just a rumor that got out of control.